Bam. Welcome to the live stream tonight, everybody. Pro Se Legal School. We provide the tools, you do the work. I'm Coach Neighbors. And in tonight's video, well, right there we got the little banner scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. And it shows the website, winningcourtnow.com. Bam! Go there and get what you need, to get control of the situation. Now, speaking of situation, this is my boss's office. I call it the situation room. If there's ever a situation, this is the room that I want to be in. Well, there's no situation because we like to handle this shit at the gate so we don't have a situation. But anyway, that's what we're going to talk about today. How to handle some shit at the gate. Stuff at the gate. So you can create the situation or you can be the stinking situation. And in their conventional system, you are the situation. But over here, you're going to learn how to create that situation and have some fun doing it. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Create the situation and have some fun doing it. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so in tonight's live stream, we're going to talk about that. We're going to work with the goal of tonight's live stream is to jumpstart your critical thinking process. Okay, to jumpstart your critical thinking process. I had someone contact me last week, and they were asking, where do I file my demand to strike? Well, if you got to ask me where to file a demand to strike, what are you striking and why? Okay, you didn't watch any of the videos, and if this situation is you, I'm going to tell your ass that you didn't watch the damn video and that you need to go watch the video, okay? Because it's not, I can't take the time to help you get to the gate when there's a line, you have to go back. Back there and get it back in line. No, but that's how this works. My job is not to help you stop the sale or stop this or stay the hell out of jail. My job is to help you jumpstart your critical thinking process so you can take and go. I don't have the answers for everything. No. And I'll tell you right now, some people in this program have come up with some pretty good stuff to go along with what we're doing. Because they jump-started their critical thinking process and they kept their head out of their conventional program. You can't mix my stuff with what you were already doing. So, a couple of things we're going to talk about tonight are the mistakes that people made, the struggles that people had last week, and we're going to review the game plan for when you have that, when the court ignores your court filings. We're going to talk about when you're suing the judge and the judge gets the attorney general, who's a bar member, and steps in to answer for the defendants, or like in Tammy's case, when the judge steps in to answer for the defendants. That's what happened in Tammy's case. The judge stepped in to answer for the defendants, and now the judge is getting sued for $100 million for not following the administrative procedures in their illegal administrative process that they have your asses in that you thought you were in a judicial. Okay. You got it. I'm looking sharp tonight, I think, with my like favorite pink tie that matches my pink fingernails. Thank you, Jocelyn. My granddaughter was here a few weeks ago. My other granddaughter. Okay, my granddaughter's here like a while. Okay, so I got a few granddaughters. And so we got hooked up. So I'm looking sharp tonight. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. What do you do when when attorney comes in or whatever, and what if you sue? What if you sue the Bar Association. Yeah. Well, what happens if you sue the Bar Association? Uh-huh. It's getting a little hot in here. Here's the thing. And we're learning how to just make this easier and easier as we go. Because I don't really like having to do hard work all the time. I mean, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes. But if it don't take hard work, then So here's the thing. In the non-conventional program, which is what this program is, just in case you're new here or something. In the non-conventional program, you only need the judge to rule against you one time. Think about it. You only need the judge to get in your face one time. And then you're going to be like Tammy and be doing the $100 million judge beatdown. Because the judge violated the Administrative Procedures Act because the magistrate judge in her case, they didn't have the consent form. Oh, wait. And so there's all these other issues too. The judge is getting paid by the government and the judge in Tammy's case answered on behalf of the other judge that Tammy was suing, an attorney that gave her money away. The other judge gave her anyway. Yeah. So it only takes one people like, oh, the judge's going to throw my stuff out. Had a new lady call me today. Her name was Jay. I was going to call her Jay, and we was welcome to the program, Jay. And we were talking, and the first thing he said, well, if I do that, then the judge is going, no. Dude, you can't look backwards. If you look backwards, I don't know, there's that saying, you're going to turn into the pillar of salt or something. You can't be looking backwards. In this program, you're not going to be doing the same thing you were doing before when you're getting your ass kicked. So I'm just saying. Now, if I sound kind of weird tonight, it's because my allergies are out to lunch. I mowed my neighbor's yard for her yesterday, the day before yesterday. No, it was yesterday. And yeah, it was a big yard, but she had a nice tractor. She's an older lady. And I had my mask on, but still, I'm not from my allergies are a problem from my wonderful boxing career. I'm getting punched in the face. Okay, anyway, so if I start sounding weird, I'm just gonna have a sip of my hot tea. That sounds better, right? Anyway, we're going on because that's how we roll over here. So you only need one ruling, and then you just turn your sights on the judge, and I'm going to tell you why, and that's because, well, the judge is not going to provide a fact of findings and the conclusions of law because it's an administrative hearing, and they're not going to do that because they're going by the local rules that they made up themselves for you guys to follow while they're beating you down and taking your stuff. So oh, okay. Heather, I know what the hell you're talking about. You couldn't believe I did it because, well, I'm trying to be nice, okay? My granddaughters are out there, and I got neighbor kids, a couple of streams ago, they were beating on the window over here while I was still doing the live stream. So I thought about calling police on them. No, I'm kidding. I would never do that. Yeah. What's up, Raleigh? Raleigh NC. Welcome to the show tonight, Heather. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about, I mean, like the first thing is, I mean, we're going to start from like the nuclear bomb and then kind of work our way back. So the second thing is um, when the judge grants the attorney summary judgment. Okay. And so we're talking state judge. It doesn't matter which judge, because if you start out in state court, you should do what you need to stop that court according to updated instructional videos, and then get your stuff filed in federal court. The federal court filing is what you're going to use to check and to control everything. You're just doing the state court shit to slap them in the face and to throw a wrench in their process long enough to get over there and prevent them from calling them, asking them if they still have control. Okay, that's why we do the state court filing, to stop that process long enough to get you, or the other way around if you started out in federal court or whatever. So if the judge grants the other attorney summary judgment, then I'm going to go out on a limb and think that the judge wasn't added to. Yeah, so let me back up. I'm going to go out on a limb and say somebody didn't watch the updated instructional videos or follow the videos and add the people to the shit that we're saying should be added. So that's what I'm going to say on that, because the judge is not going to be able to grant them shit if the judge's ass has been added to the program as 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 a plaintiff. Just like you can add defendants, you can add a plaintiff. Oh, they don't like that. They don't like that. They don't like it either. In my program, we go, whatever you file in state court is federal court case law. Okay. So that's going to stop the entire state. Okay. Look at it this way. They whine about it, but there's no difference between filing Supreme Court case law and any other lower courts. You can file higher court case law in lower court. The problem they have is the state court players, they cannot answer to whatever you file that you get from me, because it has federal court case law in it. You can't respond to federal court case law with state court shit. Oh, these are some little things that, no, you can't. They cannot respond to. So like in Tammy's case, she filed in federal court first, and then she filed in state court too, because they was playing. But the state court filing, she filed against the state court players that originally was. Then she had to add the magistrate judge over there, and the magistrate judge over there to. Yeah. Well, Tammy's doing the 1-2 punch on the face, and so so now the players in state court, they're trying to get the state court case, moved over to federal court. Now, mind you, the state court case is a brand new case. It's a brand new case number. It's, so and the federal court case is a totally separate case, and I don't understand. Oh yeah, their acts. Yeah, their acts. You can say a lot more about that. So there, yeah. So when you file in state court, it jams them up. The state court players can't respond to nothing in the document, so they're going to have to try to get it moved over to federal court. That's the only option that they have, and the judge in the state can't rule on anything that has So that's a little problem that they have. Okay, but here's the problem. The bigger problem that they have is the magistrate judge on the federal level is already being sued for $100 million for not following the rules. So I didn't know how they're going to pull that off. But Tammy contacted me and she's like, "Yeah, coach, I checked this out and this is what they're doing and I don't know. I think I should file temporary restraining order." No, that's too much work. And you got that badass new demand to strike. And you're demanding to strike their crap because they're not registered as foreign agents. This new demand to strike is included in the premium packages, and which is what Tammy invested in. So she already used that to jam the judge up in addition to suing the judge over here and over there. So I'm like, I don't know what the problem is. We just need to add the judge, add the plaintiff to the action, and so once you do that, and you can do that by filing a counterclaim if you are in judicial proceeding, you got plenty of time, or you can do it by doing the demand for sanctions, which is included in, I think, in all of the packages. The demand for sanctions is like a mini lawsuit that you file inside of their case without paying filing fees. And you can take that demand for sanctions and you can beef it up with some stuff that's in a lawsuit, and you can make it way back to the critical thinking. Now, one lie that everybody's going to tell you, because they've indoctrinated most people to believe this shit. And that lie is that judges have immunity. So if a judge has immunity and they can do whatever they want to you, why would we have civil rights laws and all of these federal laws and all of this stuff? So that don't make no sense. Now, the reality of the situation is a judge has qualified immunity, which means they have to qualify for it. So how the hell does a judge qualify for immunity? Oh, critical thinking, come on. This is easy shit. Come on. By following the law and the Constitution. That's how a judge qualifies for immunity. In a judicial proceedings. Oh, so there's two important things right there, because your ass is not in judicial. And the judge don't have any immunity because you're not in a judicial setting. You're in an administrative court where they operate from the local rules that they make up at each location, depending on what kind of shit they got to do to crush your ass to get you through the court process faster. So, when you know the rights, when you know stuff, okay, you should be using it. Shit, I'd be talking to the clerk. People don't realize that the clerk, if you talk shit to the clerk, you got a better chance of not having to do none of that other stuff. Okay. The clerk's number one job is to protect the court's money. Now I looked that shit up. I was like, whoa, this makes real good sense. Hell, half the time, the judge ain't signed none of that shit. It's the clerk. Sign that shit, send that shit on back off. And you know why they get to do that? Because when your ass is down there, people are whining and telling them everything and just throwing up on them. So the clerk already knows your ass is toast. I'm just saying. They don't have any respect for you because people talk too much. And people think that those people down there are going to help you. Oh, well, they will. They'll give you what you need to file an appeal. Well, it's not what you need. It's what they want you to have for the appeal, because there's not a fact of findings and a conclusions of law. So you have shit for an appeal. But they'll give you those forms. and show you how to fill them out. Yeah, I wonder why they do that. Hmm. So I'll be talking crap to the clerk right at the gate. My legal team said, that the judge has, and you, because you filed this stuff, and the judge have me in, administrative court. That's what they said. And that the judge doesn't have, well, they said the judge has qualified immunity in a judicial hearing if they follow the rules and don't screw me over. Oh, okay. You might want to make sure you're standing by the door, okay, so you can make a run for it when you get done pissing them off. No, actually, I would not run. You tell them arrest me right now and throw my ass in jail if you want to, because I got my packet. I got my packet right here. Ready to be mailed to me with the prosecutor eliminator stuff in it and the new demand to strike. So, yeah. So you want to talk shit in the clerk's face, and you want to tell the clerk, hey, you know what? What my legal team said is that if the judge doesn't provide a fact of finding and conclusions of law, then all y'all asses is on the hook when you look at it from conspiracy perspective. What'd you say your name was? I can't, because my legal team is going to want to know who I'm talking to right now, because they might not think I said the right stuff or whatever. See, you can work that. Now, if they ignore your court filings, it's been my experience that it's because of several factors. Okay. The number one factor when they ignore your court filing, I'm going to take a drink on this one because my throat's getting dry. The number one, in my opinion, is because people put damn lender on there. They ignored me or didn't watch the instructional videos, and they put the lender on there. And the reason that kicks your ass is because the system is structured so when the lender does a charge off, they write this stuff off their taxes and blame it on insurance or whatever, in addition to what they already been paid from you. And then after they do the charge off, they sell the alleged debt to these third party debt collectors. Okay, so the charge off in my head, according to the way it should go when they do the charge off, then well, they shred the evidence before they send it off for the collectors or whatever, so that shit don't come back and connect with them. That's what happens in my head. But in reality, that's not what happened. In reality, they sold that shit, they bundled that shit, they sold it to the Chinese people to make the Chinese people, they think they own some land. Oh, okay. So I'm laughing at the damn Chinese people, but they're screwing our asses too. Okay, okay. So they don't have it. So if you go in with the lender on there, they're going to think that you're stupid and that you believe they're stupid shit and that you expect, whatever. And they're just going to ignore you because as long as you're saying the lender's involved, they know you can't prove nothing. And they're going to say, even if you take my badass shit in there, okay, but you got the damn lender listed on there as a defendant, they're going to know that you can't connect the lender to none of that shit. And they're going to say you failed to state a claim and throw your shit out. Now, I know what I said earlier. If they don't provide a fact of findings and the conclusions of law, now you got your $100 million lawsuit. So, is that the case if you screw up like I just said, whatever? Hell yeah. You only need the judge to rule against you one time, and if you do your shit right, now you got this new lawsuit over here about the process and procedures, those dirty ones that you was talking about over there. Okay, sorry. I don't know if you can tell that I enjoy my job. So yeah, that's what happens when you list a lender. We had a couple people do that, and I know because I had a situation with one of my OneDrives that I could see people's stuff was synced. So if I told you that you're screwing up, it's because I seen your stuff. So I'm not gonna call any names out because at the end of the day, if you do this right, it don't matter if you screw up. It don't matter if you make a mistake. What matters is you figure it out, you get it done. And if you do it the right way, you watch the instructional videos and the updated instructional videos that reflect the real-time feedback, then you don't have to worry about these situations because the people that are doing all that, they're not the ones that are contacting me later. The people that are contacting me with problems or issues are the people that are not in either one of the coaching groups. I have a new coaching group on Facebook I just opened up. It's Pro Se Legal School. And yeah, and then Twitter is where we've been for a while. I opened up a coaching group because some people are having trouble with the Twitter. The real people are on Twitter, and that's where most of the stuff is left. The people that complain that are struggling are the people that haven't been in the groups, haven't asked any questions in the groups, haven't went to the groups to read what other people have in the groups. They haven't asked me questions from the groups and haven't had any reports of anything until they show up saying, oh, my stuff's getting dismissed. So anyway, it only takes one ruling and they're not going to do corrective fines, but it's sad that that's the easy way out because I expect y'all ass to do the right. Okay, sorry. No, they don't assume you know the difference. They know you don't know the difference, and they're not going to tell you, sweetie. That's how that shit rolls. Well, I didn't know what you're talking about, Dave. I'm going to stick with the administrative court process and keep it at the gate because the things that you mentioned are things that I would have to say if I'm an attorney. Yeah, I remember Heather. That's why you have to get on the internet and figure that out yourself and get it done. Because when you go down there and you start kissing their ass, then they're going to tell you what they need to tell you to make sure that you have to keep, you know, doing that. Mm. Okay, so one of the other things that they use when they're ignoring your filing, 'cause one of the other problems that you have is that people didn't learn what constitutes proper service. So what constitutes proper service? You'd have to figure that out by looking up your state statutes for service or whatever and compare that with the federal rules of civil procedure. The two should match. If they don't, then I go with the federal rules of civil procedure, and because the other stuff is just what they're going to use to throw you under the bus later. So now, one of the things that you got to understand, well, no, they'll come back and tell you didn't state a claim. Now, another reason that people, the main reason most people fail to state a claim is because they don't connect accounts to the people. If you have several defendants, then they expect you to connect accounts to the defendants so that you can assess the damage liability, so to speak, or whatever for each defendant. To me, it's kind of stupid. But you know what? I mean, that's the way it is. So on my documents, I number the damage stuff or the counts. I have them all numbered out, all the way down the list. But when it comes time to do the thing, I just throw in the conspiracy. Because they're all involved in a conspiracy. So if they're all conspiring, then they're all connected all to the same counts. So that just shoots their failure state claims, then bam, right out the window. Okay, but so here's something. Maybe they're bluffing. Uh-huh. So I think in the last stream or stream before last, I told you guys about the time when I had to learn how to shut my mouth in court. I ended up the day that I had to go to court when they're trying to shut my business down. The day I had to go to court, I had my grandkids, my young grandkids, and so yeah, so you know, and I was talking crap, and I told the investigator they better have him there, or whatever, and he was over there sweating bricks anyway. So the judge told me because I challenged the jurisdiction of the court because they didn't have injured party and some other stuff, and the judge told me that he's had jurisdiction for 40 years, slammed the hammer down, and so I'm like, so we're done here. Yes, we're done. Okay, cool. So I got up and grabbed my grandkids and we head out the door. And so the point of the story is, I didn't say nothing because I wasn't about to go to. I know that he was talking shit and he wanted me to say something so he could throw my ass in jail and have this whole shit twist another way. So I think God sent me there with my grandkids to make sure I kept my mouth shut. And so my girlfriend and my wife was kind of worried. Well, what? I don't know. So they can come and get me if they want to, because I'm not shutting down. I'm not kissing his ass. And so what happened? I'm in the situation room. Nothing. They went and sat the hell down and left me the hell alone. And they've been getting a lot of calls. I have 26 or 27 letters from attorneys from all over the United States who think I'm involved in practicing law without a license. Yeah. Well, wait, y'all asked don't have no license. And this shit had nothing to do with the law. What y'all doing had nothing to do with the damn law. There you go. And that legal thing is pretty powerful. We use that to protect your asses because now they know, if you're over there talking shit, acts like they've been doing to you, then now they have to think, okay, do they really have? Oh, wait, look at this shit they're bringing to the table. Oh, they're not smart enough to do that. Oh, yeah. Then they've already assessed our smart ability when you sign at the table. So no offense to anybody, because I signed that shit too a long time ago. But that's what you got to be thinking. Most people, if you ain't stuck in court, you're worried, oh, well, whatever, they're going or whatever. No, you just do what you got to do, and then you handle after whatever afterwards. Okay, because there ain't nothing set in stone unless your ass waited till the last minute. And even then, you got options. And I hate to use those, and those people that call me interested in those options works better if they've been in the group and they've asked questions and they showed up at the live stream and say, "Hey, coach, my ass is here," or just "What's up?" or something. So you need to keep that in mind. When they're bluffing for, well, one reason. I was going to say two, but they're bluffing for one reason: to give you the fear beat down. Well, two reasons. We're going to go with two reasons: because they think you're stupid and you're not going to do shit about it. So that's two. Now I could go on, but I get worked up when we talk when we talk about this. Oh yeah, they think they bluff you because they don't have no respect for your asses, and they want to see what you know. So they're used to doing whatever the hell they want. So if you've been in a situation where you talk too much, then they're going to just go for broke. That's what they're going to do. They're going to go for broke, which means they're going to just keep doing what they're doing until you figure out a way to force them to visualize their shared liability. Hmm. Now, when the judge is getting sued, then it's I don't know how the judge is going to be making rulings if the judge is being sued on the state level and the federal level. Uh-huh. The state judge should be getting sued, and the state should be getting sued. Okay, so the way this goes is, and when I throw it, oh, we're back to the critical thinking part. The way this goes is, you won't shut down the money. That's the same thing that the government, federal government does. When they attack you, you've been money laundering and making all this millions of thousands, hundreds of tons of them. Yeah, even though they can't find none of that shit. But to use those lies to attack your bank account, freeze all your stuff. If the state's getting sued and the judge and the attorney and the prosecutor, whoever signed to start this shit, it's a bigger problem. It's a bigger problem. Now, suing the state or the government, which is called the government, because the government's the one paying the judge. A lot of people miss that, and they don't have the government, the state or the federal government on there. Just have the judge and all these extra people that pissed them off along the way. None of that shit helps you. If you don't shut down the money, and for you people who didn't get that, then you know that that you had to go and change some shit. So, how do you change shit? That's not on the list, but we're going to talk about that right now because I'm thinking after what we already talked about, somebody's ass going to need to change some shit. Okay, so we never do an amendment. I don't do that's a waste of your time, and it creates arguing, and you don't even have to do all that shit. If you go to Federal Rules Civil Procedure and you look up how to amend something and you scroll all the way down to the bottom to that time there by that little tiny number, right before you get to the number in real small print, it says supplemental pleading. That's what you do. You can do a supplemental pleading as many times as you want to, as long as you add a body or account and have to be connected to the original reason you were there. And there's one other stipulation. But if I told you that, then I'd be holding your hand. Y'all need to go look that shit up so you understand it. And I'll tell you, the difference between looking it up and understanding it and knowing what's on that paper means that when you face them fools, starting with the clerk or the phone call or whatever, you'll know what words to use. And the only words you should be using are the words that are on the paper. I'm just going to say that. Welcome to the show tonight, LTR and Kerry Jackson. And that's absolutely right. You have to do that to filing our shit, you'll have some punching power. But if you don't step up and do anything, then they're just going to, they know it. Most people are scared. So, and that's what they feed off of. But so do we. Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, I done a little research on the RICO Act, and RICO has a private right of action, which means you can use RICO and sue, like, I don't know, like I could have sued Vitale for trying to rip me off. Oh, he's gonna be really pissed that I still have his name coming out of my mouth. But you know what? I don't really give a crap. So yeah, RICO has private right of action, and I started working on a package for this, and it's kind of on the burner now. I want to get the online course up and running first. So I got the first couple of lessons in the new online course for property property management and legal protection, property ownership and legal protection. So this new course is going to be for entrepreneurs, legal coaches, uh, paralegals who want to, do what we do, and it's going to have everything that people need. It's going to have everything that you need to protect your property from whatever. So yeah, you can use the RICO Act. Absolutely. I think you should go watch the updated instructional video SPK, or you should watch this video from the top because I don't really go over the same stuff we talked about already. For the people that come late, you gotta rewatch the video. Okay, so the state should be getting sued, and the Register of Deeds Association should also be getting sued. The Register of Deeds Association, there's one in every state. And I found out about this about 4 or 5 months ago. And that's the place that lines up your property on the internet to be sold in the land bank. Uh-huh. Ah. So the Register of Deed Association should be added to your stuff and along with the other people. And I would look up and see who the body is that's the head person over the Register of Deed Association in your state. And I'm still doing research on the land bank situation. Apparently, in Shelby County, Tennessee, they have a land bank that's been selling the 400 houses that they sold during delinquent, that they said were delinquent, when like what 30, 49 of them were actually delinquent and the others were not. And so, yeah. And we got some idiot Roger on YouTube here that's been like talking shit on the reviews and saying that they're just cheerleading shit and wanting to know, where the hell was the resolution. So I let him know that a resolution is what you expect to get if you think the judges is going to be fair, or if you're an attorney that's screwing people over. The resolution is what the judge gives you, to the attorney. They don't give no resolution to us. So I didn't know what the hell he's talking about. Our goal is stop the stinging court process. And yeah, stopping the court process 101. Now, one of the things that I like to do is shut down the court's money, and shut down the money to the judge. I have a temporary restraining order, as most of the packages, that shuts down, that is ordering the federal court to shut down the federal funding provided to the entire state, because under the separation clause of the Constitution, the state doesn't qualify to receive any federal funding if they violate your due process of the citizens or your Fifth Amendment. And I'm pretty sure they're doing both. And I had a person tell me, "Oh well, the judge is not going to." Okay, you know what? You didn't watch none of this shit. Okay, I don't care what you think the judge is going to or not going to do. Okay, because if you do your shit right, the judges are going to force their asses to go sit the hell down. So the judge cannot make a determination on anything that you get from us here without committing political suicide. Either way, if it rules against you, well, they're not providing fact the findings, whatever. If they were okay, well, wait. And judges don't want to have their name tied because they get a lot of money for this. If their name is tied to some stuff, then it's going to cause a wrench in the money train. Uh-huh. So that's a good way to stop the judge. Now, I got another good way. That's very true, Kerry Jackson. You have to get your head out of their conventional process and do it yourself. And I used to tell people a long time ago, okay, you can screw this up yourself. You don't have to pay an attorney to throw your ass under the bus. Okay, so most people ain't gonna throw their own ass under the bus. And when you know that you can do a supplemental pleading and correct anything that you need to do, I know where the pressure's at. Kick in that critical thinking process, and all of a sudden, okay, so this is what I want to share. This is like, the jewel of tonight. If you want to learn how to punch a judge in the face and take a shot, and take a shot at getting them, getting their. So, has anybody ever received a letter from the court or the judge in a case that instead of putting that stuff in the pleading or in the case, okay, now, what I'm talking about only happens to people who are assholes and kicking their ass. So, probably not going to happen to everybody. Okay, but what they do is they'll write you a letter. Oh, well, we can't do that because whatever. And we need you to haul your ass down here and lock your ass up in jail for free right over there. And here's the key. That's pretty much what it is. Okay. So when they send you this letter, it's because you're kicking their ass. They need to respond, but they don't want to respond on the court record. Oh. No, they don't want to respond on the court record. Now, why would they not want to respond? On the court record. Oh, because they have no fact or findings and conclusions of law for nothing that they're doing, and they're operating from the local rules, which aren't connected to the Constitution, which means it's a violation of due process. All right, that's the stuff you should be throwing up on the clerk on the clerk's desk when you're up in there. Okay, so what I like to tell people, what I do is I write a letter to the judge. I write chamber copy on the top in black marker. I'll write a letter to the judge. And in that letter to the judge, I would let the judge know that my legal team has reviewed 75 of his prior cases, and none of them contained, help me somebody, none of them contained the what? Help me. The fact of findings and conclusions of law. That means that they were all done in administrative court. Now, Judge, I'm demanding to be in a judicial court. And if we're not going to be in a judicial court, then we're my legal team said that the judge is liable. The judge does not have immunity if I'm not in a judicial court. So I just want to get this on the table at the gate because I don't want to have a problem later. I don't want to have a problem later with the judge. And I want to make sure that the judge visualizes, you want to make sure the judge visualizes the shared liability. Now, this letter, I would mail certified mail and put judge's chamber on it and make sure that part of the time the clerk's lying to you and signing that shit and doing all that stuff. The judge hides over there and I didn't know about it. Yeah. So you want to send them your letter, and in your letter you want to put stuff out of the lawsuit. And I'd send them a whole bunch of letters. My legal team said that the state committed real estate deed fraud when they registered my deed instead of delivering it to me like the statute said they're supposed to. So my legal team said that you should order them to follow the statute that you're here to uphold. Oh, now their critical thinking is kicking in and shit about to get ugly. No, you're still in the middle of the poo poo there. You're right there, but you're in the middle of a poo poo. So there is conflict of interest. The conflict of interest is because the state is paying them. So and that's how we start at the gate. The state's paying them, so we sue the state. So now the state's getting sued that's paying them. They're getting sued for taking the pay. Okay, sorry. Yeah, Danielle, she used the letter, and uh, actually, yeah, she did. She actually, I think the demand to strike, um, because the judge didn't. Yeah, Danielle invested in the mortgage fraud package, so she used a demand to strike because the judge was not a foreign agent and was in violated of. The Tucker's Act, and which is it's a federal law. Yeah, so she got her eviction process stopped. Uh, like they actually, they actually shut off her electricity. Oh, she got that stinking demand to strike down there in time on Thursday. I told her she needed to get down there because the judge said that he was ordering her to be evicted immediately. I never heard him say that because you have 14 days to respond to the judge's thing, or supposed to, unless you get my stuff. Anyway, so yeah, Danielle is still in her house, and I'm hoping they got the electricity turned back on. And the judge finally granted the demand to strike and stopped everything. So, well, the eviction process. So she's still suing them for the foreclosure part of it. So great job, Danielle. Welcome to the show tonight. So the value of writing a letter to the judge is there's no you have no idea the information that's in my stuff. If you gave them opportunity to step aside, and especially if you shoved it in their face. Not up anything. If you shoved it in their face, then more likely than not. But at the end of the day, if they want to fight, you got what you need to continue shoving it in the face. So, and that letter to the judge is like the beat down. It's something if you're involved in a situation, legal, whatever, and you invested in my stuff, boy, I get started on that right away. I'd write a couple of them and have them. Oh, but before I send the letter to them, I'd have it placed on the public record that puts it in comments, and then when you mail a certified mail, that's also in comments. So they know, everybody knows they can't control it. And so that's one of the other things I was going to say, that you guys should do that. Okay, guys, thanks for the value of sharing my time. Your time. I need to go and watch a movie with my girlfriend. Thank you, guys, and get what you need on that website. And I need to go get some more high tea because my voice sounds terrible. Oh yeah, so my wife got her book published, and we're waiting for the final copies to come out. So I'll probably be providing a few of those to some people who can answer some questions or something. So down the road. So I'll keep you guys updated on that, and I'll also keep you updated on the new online course that we're working on. So you're welcome, David. Thank you for coming to the show tonight.